In this standard, we're going to learn about parallel and perpendicular lines. We're going to learn about the properties of those lines. We're going to determine whether lines are parallel or perpendicular, and then we're going to write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. So here's two lines. We're going to graph them, and we'll learn some things about their properties. So 2x plus 3, the y-intercept is 3, and the slope is 2. So the rise is 2, and the run is 1. Up 2 over 1, connect them. The next line, the y-intercept is -1, so I'm going to start down here, and then once again the slope is up 2 over 1, and then I'll connect those. So looking at these lines, you can see that they're both going up 2 over 1. They're going up at the same angle. That means they're parallel, and they're never going to intersect each other. So these two lines are parallel. And if you're looking at the equations, the thing that jumps right out at you is they both have the same slope. Next, we'll look at these two lines. These aren't nicely in slope-intercept form for you, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work. First, we'll start with y minus 3x equals 2. Not too much work. I'm just going to add 3x to each side. And I get that y equals, and I'm going to put the slope term first just because that looks nicer, 3x plus 2. The second equation, 3y plus x equals 15. So I'm trying to get y by itself. I'll subtract x from each side. 3y equals 15 minus x. Divide by 3. Y equals, and once again I'm going to put the x term first, so that's negative x over 3, which is the same as negative 1x over 3, which is the same as negative 1/3 x. And 15 divided by 3, that's just plus 5. So if you look at the equations of these two lines, the slopes both have a 3 in them, but they're kind of funny looking, so let's graph these, see what we see. So first, 3x plus 2, I'm going to go up to 2 for the y-intercept, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Connect those. And the next one I'm going to start at 5, and then I'm going to go down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3, and connect those. So these lines make a cross, and they intersect at right angles. Make a little box here to show right angle. So these two lines are perpendicular. And what's unusual about the slope of a perpendicular lines is that the slopes are opposite reciprocals of each other. So the slope of the first line is 3. The slope of the second line is negative 1/3. 3 is the same as 3 over 1. So 3 over 1 and 1 over 3 are reciprocals of each other, and the negative in front means it's the opposite, so opposite reciprocal. These lines are perpendicular, and their slopes are opposite reciprocals. So if you're know if they're parallel or perpendicular, what you need to do is put them in slope-intercept form and then compare the slopes. If they're the same, they're parallel. If the slopes are opposite reciprocals, then they're perpendicular. So let's do some more work with finding equations of lines. If I give you a line like 6x minus 7y equals 57, and I want a line that's perpendicular to it, what I would do is find the slope, so put it in slope-intercept form and see what the slope is, and take the opposite reciprocal. That's fine. But I also wanted to go through this point, so that means I have to do some of the procedures we learned in the last section. So let's go through all the steps. So 6x minus 7y equals 57. So I'll put it in slope-intercept form, find the slope, subtract 6x from each side. So negative 7y equals 57 minus 6x. Divide by negative 7. And y equals this ugly fraction here, negative 57 sevenths, but I don't care. The y-intercept doesn't matter to me. All I'm after here is the slope, plus 6/7 x. So the slope of a line perpendicular to this line, and I'm going to use this little subscript here. That symbol is often used to mean perpendicular. So the slope of a line perpendicular to that line would be the opposite reciprocal, which is negative 7/6. All right, so I have a slope, and I want to find a line with this slope that goes through the point negative 12/5. So we just did that last section. So I'm going to start writing the equation of the line. Y equals, I know the slope, negative 7/6 x plus b, which I don't know. But what I do know is an x and a y, so I'm going to put the 5 in place of y. Negative 7/6 times x, which is negative 12, plus b. And then I'll just do the algebra and find b. So that's negative 12 over 1. Cross reduce the 6 and the 12. And then negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14. So 5 equals 14 plus b. Subtract 14 from each side. And negative 9 is b. That means the equation of the line, the slope was negative 7/6. So y equals negative 7/6 x minus 9.